listen, I don't want to be rude to anyone here because everyone here works hard on the show except for Amir. But, there's been obvious lapse in judgments, lapse in time. And I figured I might as well just take over the reins of producing.
Got it.
And then get all 3 of the producers, which we were only going to get 2, but now we have all 3, so this is perfect, in the room on the Zoom to kind of, I don't know, maybe create more sympathy for each other, right? For y'all to see how hard it is to be taking the reins of hosting. And for me to see how, maybe hard it is to produce, but I don't know. I feel like I can live edit. Like, look at that. That was so easy.
This is like something
What's
a couple's counselor.
I pressed the wrong button.
I
went to like the 4 shot when I meant to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So get it on me, and then ready.
And then I can even shoot it onto me, right? Because there I am.
Yeah.
Are you
back to Amir? What's that?
I was gonna say this is like something a couple's counselor told you to do, like to understand the other person's plight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like now you're gonna be more sympathetic towards the engineers and producers that make the show, hopefully.
Sure, and hopefully vice versa. The good thing is when you cast enough
That's a good point. Yeah,
brown people who can improvise.
I wake up. You do a cappella, right?
What's that?
Did you appreciate that Folgers theme song on an a cappella level?
What's that?
That's good.
That's really good.
I did a cappella in high school.
Okay.
What was the group called?
The U.S. Males. Doing this new setup again where I'm behind the boards just because I can live edit, which makes it easier for me. And also, Headgum refuses to give us a producer for this show, other than Anya, who's a supervising producer, so she handles emails and scheduling, etc. But they don't seem to want to pair this show with a in-studio producer, right? Someone who can be on the boards, who can make sure everything is working, ride the levels, do the live edit. And I don't appreciate it. So here I am behind the boards. And I think that people enjoyed last week's episode, so I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Dating sure everything is rolling, by the way.
Oh, shit. I'm kidding. So, and see, I can't even go like this because of the way that this is wrangled. Yeah, this is not supposed to be like this, and I didn't do it that
Brad,
way.
can you see
Everybody's
Jeff?
gonna be like, Jeff can't get things set up.
No.
It's not my fault. And I think it's important that I internalize that. You can't hear me at all.
Not at all.
You can't hear the sound effects?
I can hear the sound effects.
Then that's all you need. Then do what Miles is doing, right?
Yeah, but hang on.
Yeah.
So you're starting with such a caustic energy.
No, because I'm
By the
saying it doesn't matter, right? Like just have
your
one
microphone
ear
needs
in.
to be on for sure.
Right, and we only
And
have
it is?
6 more minutes of recording space.
So that's not enough.
That's not enough.
Not enough
6
at all.
minutes.
Yes, so I'm going to stop the video.
Well,
It's going to be
sorry.
audio only for a second.
Sorry, it'll be audio only. By the way,
Stop
and also,
the video?
if we can't hear ourselves, does that mean that our levels are set?
Right.
Your levels are great. You guys are coming through in stereo.
Okay.
Just so.
Good.
To me. Good what?
Well, the audio is good.
Good,
you said the video is
sir.
running. No way.
Really?
I would never treat you with that reverence.
I had a mapo,
Tofu. Yeah.
and it was just
Timed up as a 4D experience.
it was 40xxx. I don't know why Marika didn't laugh harder at that. I thought that was kind of clever.
You can't even see me, ass.
Marika, you can't see this, but the fucking chair is like making a squeaking sound.
You're
Well,
banging it against the
and
wall.
that's
Banging it
related to
against
what
the wall. Okay, I'm away from the wall. Look at
that's
that.
related
Well,
to
you're
what I
trying
was
to
gonna
hit the
say.
wall, but
I'm
from a
not
further
trying
distance.
to. You know what I'm saying is that this is supposed to be an audio network, and we can't even get shit under wraps.
This is
right?
a video studio.
What's that?
This is a video studio?
And
Yes.
speaking,
Oh, yeah,
you
where it's,
do
like,
kind
burnt
of
at the
burn it on
bottom.
the bottom
Yeah,
and then flip it
wait.
over.
It's like saffron rice or something.
Tagine? Is that it?
Tagine is a spice.
No.
Fucking idiot.
He looked right at me. He looked right at
Isn't
me.
tagine
He
the
said tagine
dome
was a
that
spice.
they
What, like
cook it
that?
in?
Plus dome.
The dome, I cook, clay pot, curry.
Burnt rice.
We're
at you, Chicago.
I mean, that is going to be so good.
Tagine, it's good.
We're all inside a rag egg.
I'm hearing a buzzing, just FYI.
I am too.
That's
I'm
just
ignoring
the
it.
energy
Is it
in the
gonna
room. I
be
mean, it's a
on the
buzz
recording,
with this
probably?
shit.
It is electric. I'm liking that everyone IRL. And
It's electric. Dun, 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 dun. That'd be a good burnt rice.
Jeff's being really goofy.
Jeff
Oh,
is
because
I-
you're not being combative Is it because
you're just being goofy?
Because you're with the ladies?
Yeah, there's like a feminine energy in the room that's that's
girl
I do
talk.
want to pitch.
The most famous, probably.
Ow! Are you always like this?
Yep.
She's probably the most famous.
You always like this.
I'm I'm an HSP, highly sensitive person.
Yeah, so you don't want to hear giant metal being dropped in your ears.
Yeah, I'm quirky
Sometimes
like that.
I'll do like one off or like maybe keep it down here.
I think one off is like the kind of the singer's go to. Like,
Yeah.
I'm also that though. I'm also the HSP, whatever cat is.
Allison Felix must have been.
Let me ask you guys this. How many idiots does it take to rob the Gucci store?
Don't act like you didn't have this prepared. You looked at your laptop and then you went, when I saw you read it.
I'm just wondering, how many dumbasses would it take to rob a Gucci store?
How many?
How many?
9 idiots. What is
Elaborate.
Earlier today, the Gucci store in Century City at the Century City Mall was robbed by 9 fools.
That was today?
Maybe yesterday.
And
I wanted to know. I wanted you guys to guess. It was sort of like a conversation
there was no
starter.
joke. It was just, how many does it take? I thought you were gonna be like 1, 2, watch the door, 1, da 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 da. But you just like guess the number.
I thought it was a conversation starter.
You thought.
Where did you find this?
What's that?
Where did you find this?
This is on YouTube. It says a wedding march, sort
Turn
of.
it down if
Turn
you
it
can't
up?
hear us. Turn it down if you can't hear us. That's great. Much better, right? How long did you want that to last?
I didn't want it to last any amount of time. There's 30 seconds left in the song.
Okay,
That's what you're
feedback.
asking.
Are you guys getting
There's feedback
in
for
the mic?
sure.
yeah,
What is that?
hearing a
coming
buzz?
Yeah, kind of a buzz.
We should use this for when you walk down the aisle.
The buzz.
The buzz.
from? It's the study hall episode.
Of course.
It's the study hall episode, man. We're gonna brush up on some topics that not a lot of people have studied.
Is that why you're dressed like an English teacher?
A cool English teacher.
Thanks, Pyle.
Yeah.
Although a compliment from you is sort of like an insult from anyone else.
It really does look like a walnut.
What's that?
The brain looks like a walnut.
The brain or mine specifically? I can't tell if you're bullying me.
They say like you're supposed to eat foods that look like the brain for brain health.
Raspberries, walnuts,
brain.
In Jeff's case, an entirely smooth cannellini bean.
Entirely smooth cannellini bean. Your brain is a fucking marble. Oh my god. What? It was a joke.
Kyle also set up a application on there called like Grand
Exchange.
What does it say? What does it say?
It says, oh, this is a draft of an email from Marty to me that I'm fired.
Okay.
Anyways, it's like a program.
I'm just imagining Marty coming into the studio to draft an email.
Didn't send it.
Sitting down at the big computer. His isn't big
Chair
enough.
squeaking up a storm.
You can't handle the arena.
Marika, you got turned.
She was on Molly. I've never seen you on Molly.
I never. You were asking me if I wanted a bump of Coke, and it was
at
during the
vows.
ceremony.
Yeah,
I
it was
like
3:13 p.m.
It's early for
And
that.
you were also like a good amount of rows ahead of us. So it's like Marika got up, went down the aisle,
Right.
went
Yeah.
over to you, and
Yeah.
Jill was like,
She
"Want a
walked down
bump?"
the aisle with the flower girl, swatted
Yeah.
the basket,
Yeah.
turned to me,
Yeah.
leaned over Amir's great aunt, and was
Yeah.
like, "Do you want a bump?" And I
Yeah.
was like,
You sat on my dad, and you're like, "Whoa, I didn't see you there." It was insane.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd spice it up.
and you did.
Well, you know.
You can buzz in. Or...
Oh, Buzz.
What?
Is this McRibs? Is this McRibs? What is
In the
this?
form
Is
of a
this
question.
Oh, what is this? What is this? Is this McRibs?
Holy
shit, what if it's right?
Jesus Christ. I wonder if this becomes one of those shows where like the host talks for like 5 minutes and then the guest gets to say something. Because I feel like I'm already getting steamrolled by specifically Will.
You asked one question, 2 miles. He answered it.
Okay.
And now you're talking about getting steamrolled.
By Will.
By Will.
Who he hasn't talked.
And And we're working on the new camera angles here in the studio. And right now what I have set up has it so when I talk to Geoff, I can see just one eye looking at me.
That's great.
In between the camera.
Yeah. That's incredible. And I love that there's 3 professional grade studio cameras and then Jeff's still rocking the GoPro.
Yeah. No lighting on me, by the way, because this is the only show where the producer really is kind of shown
You
constantly.
choose to sit over there.
Exactly right. Just so I don't have to edit the multicam session later. This is just, I'm not like pulling these out of thin air. This is the soundboard website that I use. This is their like most popular sounds. And there's no way somebody's using this that often.
Yeah.
I really didn't think you could rhyme this much in Mandarin.
That was honestly sick.
It was really cool. I couldn't find the time signature.
Tom Clancy used to be... What's that?
What is he writing about?
Sorry. Did I come into the studio when you were recording your last EP?
No.
And did I say, right before you're about to do a vocal take, I'm like, whoa, oh, wait, who's Tom Clancy?
Yeah.
I didn't do that to you. Right?
That's so valid, yeah.
It's not always up to me, is what I told her, right? It's up to the energy that mostly Marika brings.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it
Everyone
helps
agrees,
when you
but you
like.
don't...
I don't think it helps when you point it out. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
oftentimes you're like, you do a little mimic of my voice and like the monotone, and then you're like, "Are you seeing this shit?" to whoever's in the room. But it like doesn't really like it kind of prolongs the moment. You know what I mean?
It kind of prolongs the moment. Are you guys kidding me? Can you say that just sentence again, because you had a little bit of a lip smack, and it's going to be tough for us to edit out.
Which sentence?
The one you just said about seeing your
Lip
friend.
smack.
Yeah,
I've
I wanna
never
like
heard
that.
you care about that.
Yeah, so just if you could like,
Okay.
from the moment you saw somebody
Full
who looked
segments
like you.
of garbage, and then you're picking this nit.
Okay, I'll try and recreate the magic.
I also cut these out.
You cut out lip smacks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is that even? Like what, someone that goes like that?
No, it's like when somebody goes like that.
Why is that bad?
That noise.
Yeah,
Why
it's
do you have to cut
disgusting.
I don't know. I don't know why you guys think I'm bad, but I deal with it. Casey, whenever you're ready.
You're a human lip smack.
Aren't there usually like games?
We have discussion points later, not necessarily. Games, but-
I
we
just
haven't
don't
gotten
think we need
anything
to
that
take
I
the
outlined.
Okay,
so
all right,
we'll get
okay.
there.
I don't want you to
So-
do it unless
yeah.
you want to.
If you could
That's
just-
fine. I'll do it again. I'm glad we're getting it clean. Right before we started recording, I saw a friend of mine walking outside. And I ran outside to say hi. And we look very similar, almost the same outfit, actually. And
Why don't you bring him in?
Is that real?
do I need to do it again?
Sorry. Yeah. I am really sorry about that. Can you do that again?
I'm sure this mic did not pick up that sneeze. But
I think I saw. I mean, just so we have it.
All right. So right before we started recording, I saw my friend walking by the window, and I ran outside to say hi to him. And we actually look very similar outfits on. Now everyone looks mad that I'm doing this, but I'm just trying to make the best show possible.
Jeff's on his phone.
Geoff is on his phone.
What was that?
It was TikTok. I thought it was on mute. I'm gonna read a quote, and you're gonna attribute it to a celebrity. All right?
Can you just list all of the celebrities by name, because
Yeah,
I
I can
can't
do that.
fucking
That's-
see the screen. Jeff.
You're at Cirque du Soleil.
Sure.
You're in the audience.
Okay.
They're doing their highfalutin accidents.
Yeah.
Highfalutin accidents.
My
Sorry.
hands started getting
Ah.
sweating.
Oh my
Yes.
god!
Okay.
already.
So let's say you and we're at company retreat next year is in Vegas.
That's
you guys
fine.
are sat next to each other. How do you both react? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, action.
Whoa!
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah.
You're doing too much, because like you don't want to be like whoa, during like
The
a
crowd is,
you
like,
know.
into it,
No,
yeah.
it's
I
like a
feel like
performance.
Amir would actually do that though in the
Right?
crowd.
Yeah, but
So-
that's not a good thing. Like absolutely correct, but that's not a good thing.
I think it's fun to like engage with the show and like feel
Yeah.
almost like you're overcome with the
Joy. Yeah.
or the need to like exclaim,
Yeah.
So
clap.
someone's
stand,
gonna fall,
cheer.
and then
it'll be a silent theater and Amir going, whoa.
Whoa. Awkward.
The fear. Just 1 second, because so the fear for me is that you stopped doing If I Were You.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, can we agree on that?
It's a fact.
Yes.
It's not like something we have to agree on.
And it's a factoid. It's not like such a big deal that it's a fact.
Carry on.
You stopped doing that show,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like there's this like itch that's not being scratched for your ass in terms of performing, in terms of being in the limelight.
So you think me going whoa during a circus is me trying to like reclaim my glory years of being a podcaster?
I think you're trying to, center yourself where there is no narrative for you there.
And Jeff, you're saying stop with the cameo.
So imagine like Jeff at like a blackjack table saying this stuff to a dealer. Like it wouldn't make sense. You know what I mean?
Scored it out.
Yeah, exactly. They're calling the pit boss. This is worse than card counting.
I had that and the lemon, both good. The lemon had like a sugar coating on top. It was really gritty.
Frosting.
Well,
in addition,
You were trash.
you were snorting it like Adderall.
Down the pace of things.
What are you guys doing back there?
A fucking separate podcast. What are you guys saying?
Just forget it. I just was talking to Casey. I was like,
It's hard to get a word in from over here, so we have to talk about.
at all.
Jeff has started 2 different polls. First, he started, "How's everyone feeling after the wedding?" We'll start with Casey, and then only Casey got to answer. And then he goes, "What's everyone's favorite cake?" Casey. And
Casey's favorite cake went into Casey's woes. Went into Casey, what was your experience? Which you already asked him.
And we already heard.
It's all about Casey. Casey this. Casey that.
It's all about Casey.
God damn.
And not about Jakesy.
what was Jakesy's favorite cakesy then?
I already said it was the fucking blue one.
What I have to let you guys know is that we were fine the whole time.
What?
I interpreted as
Was this a
6
prank?
minutes. No.
Was 6 hours.
Was 6 hours
Oh.
of free disk space.
Okay.
So have you never, and I don't know how this company runs, but have you never done sort of someone says, "Hey Jeff, here's how the things work."
Yeah.
Here's what I'm also realizing
tutorial.
is that
tutorial.
Miles is off camera on all 3 of these cameras. What we're going to need is that I'm going to need to just hang on.
Luckily, we have the vlogs.
We have this one going still, but I might have to end it right now because we don't need it anymore and I don't want to take up the space, right?
Sure.
So it's been recording this whole time.
What you guys are failing to understand is that we are good to go.
Okay, you almost spilled
Should-
You almost spilled. Sorry, you almost just
full
spilled cold brew.
glass of cold brew.
Yeah.
All over the
I
wire.
kind
All
of
over
hit
the
this
F8,
one,
all
yeah,
over
and
the
it almost
H10.
went over the
All over
headphones,
everything.
the wireless keyboard, and
Yeah.
ultimately the audition session as well.
Should
What
we
we're
do
gonna
like
need
a
to do is
shift
a
down?
shift. Well, no, because then
Well,
that's
what if
gonna
you
fuck
just-
the whole thing up.
you
Right?
pivot the
Because
camera,
Miles is not
though.
on camera.
No, you're not on any camera.
Right.
You were
So
on
should
the-
he sit over here?
You were on the vlog on my phone,
Which is off now.
which is off now and not a good frame to be in.
But what if you move that camera over a little bit?
What
Are you-
I'm going to do in mere seconds when you guys wax amongst yourselves is I'm going to shift this camera towards Miles.
just the wide?
No, also this fucking single, the double, right?
So that's a single on Allie right now.
Right now, that is ultimately a close-up on Allie with a little bit of, it's dirty on Miles.
Yeah.
It is dirty on Miles.
And on the love seat that I'm on, are we getting a 2-shot of me sitting next to an empty
So let
chair?
me go to that one. That's going to be a lot of empty space.
A lot of empty
It's
space.
gonna
So
be,
why doesn't Miles just sit here?
So should I
Right,
just
because-
move over there?
Well, do you be my guest? Be my guest. See if the
Literally
microphone's
be your
even
guest.
on.
Yeah.
Because
He
I
should
don't
be
think
your
it
I don't
is.
know if this microphone's on because you told me I didn't even need to hear myself.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to hear. And I actually
Now you have
asked,
the headphones issue.
I actually came into your studio and I said, "Can I hear myself?" And you said, "You don't need to hear yourself."
Can I hear myself think?
Thank God
No.
Miles is here.
What do you mean?
Like an
What if
actual
this-
producer.
What if
Yeah.
I was Jake Johnson? What if I was
It would have been
freaking
amateur hour.
Marissa Tomei?
He would have rolled his eyes and walked out.
Musician or
If you
actor.
think that I wouldn't have shown up an hour and a half early to Tomei,
What?
What?
then you're fucking shitting yourself.
So you think that my time is not as important as Marissa Tomei's?
Your time is objectively not as important as Marissa
Marika
Tomei.
Tomei.
That's really
That's
good.
just a combination of 2 different names that don't have anything to do with each other.
Travis Kelce. He's hot.
No.
Yeah.
famous.
What the God? This is the worst segment, and every time I listen, I skip it.
Wow.
The truth goes pouring out. Yeah, let's go. It's bad. It's repetitive. gives a damn about who you're gonna cast?
James Bond doesn't matter. 007
Yeah.
There was a commercial where they licensed the fucking song, whatever, oh, it's magic, and it was, Ozempic.
We
And
heard the commercial twice now.
Brownlee! We're not even, 7 minutes into this shit? I can't get a word in edgewise, Casey.
You don't have to
I know.
monologue.
Emma's resolution. Emma, are you ready?
Yes.
Try to enjoy the Headgum Podcast. I feel like of all the people on the network and who's guested on the show, you really don't seem to... You either get the show and you don't like it, which doesn't make a ton of sense, or you haven't understood what it is yet.
She definitely understands what it is.
I feel like
yeah.
I feel like I get what it is, and I'm kind of offended. That's what you think, but okay.
I kind of don't understand how anyone wouldn't enjoy the show if they get it. You know what I mean? It's either not for you or you love it.
No.
Well, that's interesting.
Here's my resolution for you. Listen to the show on a weekly basis and find a way to have fun while doing so. If you can't...
Okay, go on.
No, what are you going to say?
Do I seem that miserable? I like you, Jeff. Every time I say we're friends, you go, well, I don't know you that well.
I'm not me. It's the show.
Okay.
And they are two very different things.
Are they?
Really? If you can't enjoy even a few seconds of each episode, send me detailed notes unpaid and untoward.
So you're looking for Emma to give you notes on the show for free.
Old episodes, too.
Old episodes.
Back catalog, yeah.
Yeah.
I got dragged last time in the comments for like talking over your song. Which is
what does it matter?
Which is crazy. I was like,
Also, we do have to say that the experience of listening to that just now was hearing the song so loud in our headphones and then just hearing you scream in the room.
Yeah, like I could. That's why I took one off because honestly, the lyrics were good.
The lyrics were good.
This or we just actually spank each other. So.
Belgian folks eat rich start.
This was my favorite verse because I feel like I learned something. I really did.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a lot of new info in these Rice parodies, but yeah, Belgian folks eat rich start.
I actually have just some stuff I want to
So
air out.
fast. So fast that he's bringing this up.
Well, I guess I just wanted to, we'll do a little thing where I'll say a quote.
Okay.
And you guys tell me what you think
Oh my
about
God, you
it.
actually brought a little something.
I did bring a little something. I think, is Jeff leaving?
Are you fucking
Is
kidding?
the camera not squared up on me?
Focused. That's the issue.
Are you
Oh my God.
kidding me? This is an outrage. This is an outrage.
If you just talked like normal on the show, like if you didn't acknowledge that I was up, people wouldn't have seen me up and it wouldn't have interrupted the show.
His eye line would have moved, then people would have been like, why is his eye line moving?
No, that's
he has that
correct.
lazy eye.
I don't, though. But,
I
but
do.
if I did, I would have taken offense.
Wait, you're changing every camera is
all
wrong.
out of focus?
They're all bad.
That's crazy.
What are the chances?
It's fine.
If you just like randomly adjusted it, there would be like there's enough cameras that one of them should be in focus.
Yeah, and
just
like
by
why would they
statistics.
ever be out of focus?
The producer cam was fine.
I think a great comedian is someone who can play language like an instrument. Jeffrey James.
We're cutting this. We're obviously cutting this.
We're cutting this? Why?
What?
Why, Jeff? Because you also said a couple other choice things in here that are a little bit
Wait, are these
questionable.
quotes from Jeff?
This is an interview with Jeff from Who Gives a Shit.
This is the earliest we've ever cut to break.
No way we're cutting to break.
I want to hear more.
That's the thing. It's like you're only her first husband. Does that make
This
sense?
is the practice one.
Exactly right. So
This
that
is my starter husband.
Yeah, like you know when like you're in high school and you have a crush on that certain someone,
Yeah.
and then you're like, shit,
But I'm
I don't want to be a
40, I'm not
virgin.
really in high school anymore. I feel like my mind is made. This isn't like a passing fancy. Avital's not my first wife.
I was gonna say it's like
Wait, what?
follies.
Yeah.
Have you been married before?
Wait,
No.
wait, sorry. To who?
No.
It's not funny. It's like who are you married to?
Yeah, I can't believe you kept us all in the dark. This is really fucked up.
Oh, I just mean that there won't be a second.
That's not what that means.
That sounds like a threat.
No way. That's not a threat. I would never.
Casey, can you kind of just back up and like analyze how you viewed that as a threat? Like, what about his body language? What about?
I think just the sentence "there will not be a second" is
That's
feels
another hard
threatening.
line. In
Yeah.
there. You gotta like
Crazy hard lines.
It's insane.
I'm saying if I die sometime during our marriage,
and we do hope.
Avital's not allowed to remarry, and that's written into the prenuptial.
Will you haunt us if I do?
I mean, play the song again. What is this?
White Album is better though.
That's the only Jones
Respond, dude. These ambient pauses.
in the middle of answering.
What
your
are you
comment.
looking? Like, where are you looking, Jeff?
People don't understand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
But
screens.
why not just look at your computer?
9 screens.
Oh, look here. You
Yeah.
guys are there. So I'm
There's a screen
looking
behind you, too.
here.
But we're not on your screen.
Your screen. Your screen has
screen
you
is showing
behind
your
you.
head.
Yeah.
Should we
It
just
looks
scrap
insane.
the shit? People loved the lunch and learn. People said, "Oh, Jeff, when he does a theme, the episodes are good." So I said, "Let me
Who
put on a
said
jacket. Let me study up on some knowledge.
You
Soak
study your
the
reading.
dry sponge of my brain in the boiling hot spum
Why can't we
of
play
cum."
a trivia game?
Oh, really?
That's like,
Okay, let's do that. Let's play a trivia game. All right, let's just let's pair up then. Let's pair up. Miles and Brad,
Great.
Will and Casey.
Great.
Here we go. First
Cool.
question. And again, these are the 36 questions that lead to love, Jeff edition.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I'm sorry. How are we teams?
Not so much teams, more like partner up, because like the
Are
question.
we two fall in love at the end of it?
Got it.
In a way, at the very least,
That'd be cool.
so
Miles and I are collectively trying to fall in love with Casey and Will as like a.
Those are the two pairs. I like that.
That's
I
or
do
like-
Casey and I trying to fall in love quicker or harder
yeah.
like a
than
foursome.
Miles and
It's
Brad.
Competitive.
I think let's make it competitive. This is basically the semifinals, right? So it's going to
Yeah.
be Miles and Brad, and then whoever falls in love the hardest between the two
Gets
of you
to go
moves
move
on
on.
to face the winner of
I like that.
Will versus Cassie.
So they have a
Casey.
bye round.
What's that?
It's Casey.
Yeah.
Cassie. The 36 Jeffs.
What's that?
The 36 Jeffstons. That's really good. Okay, here we go. What are you most afraid of right now?
Just one thing.
The most. Sort of inherently one thing, yeah.
Not necessarily.
Exhausting doing this show for me too, by the way. Everybody's exhausted by
Me
me.
too. He's most afraid of me too. He said.
No,
Grace, run that back.
there's
couple
no
times.
way. Grace.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I've always proceeded with grace and reverence. Tried to treat people with the utmost respect.
You just said that Chris Evans' skin was milky. I don't think that's the utmost
hold on.
respect.
That his
I don't
brother
think
looked
that's a bad
mean.
thing.
Milky?
Well, careful.
Well, there's different kinds of milk. What if it looked strawberry milky?
Have you guys ever met somebody with like a sour milk energy?
You.
What the fuck, Marika?
That backfired.
That backfired. I get how it all works. People like to think that I'm some idiot.
I ultimately decided to come on the podcast today after getting out of a doctor's appointment because Amir was supposed to be on this episode.
I'm
but
sorry to
is
interrupt.
in New York.
Fibromyalgia? What's the
Um,
diagnostic?
Fiber is
Diagnosis.
somehow
Diagnostic.
related. I got a
You have low
scan of my
fiber.
teeth and my bone is turning to fiber.
We gotta figure this shit out, guys, because that's not good to hear about. Like, people can't be on their morning commute hearing about how Marika's bone structure is turning to fucking grains.
Yeah. I'm a rice of myself.
What is
I
this
paid
show?
$735 today for
That was your
someone to tell
copay?
me. Yeah, it was the full thing. That's the energy I'm bringing.
Here's
into
the
this.
issue. This
Bomba.
It's a type of rice. Glad you asked.
Okay,
So,
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this going to be on Rap Genius at any point? Or I guess just Genius? Just I would
Genius.
like to be able to dig into it a little bit more when I
It's
have
going to be
time.
on Rice Genius.
Wow.
Oiling slick
That's his
Oh,
name.
sorry
That's
for
his
me for
name.
making a fucking joke that we stopped talking about your lyrics for 3 seconds. We're going right back into it, aren't we? Oiling slick of pan or some shit. What was it?
Bernarly Toppin over here. You know?
Tony Zero, the rice genius.
Bernarly Cody. Maybe that's the artist name that I should release.
The
it
rice
under.
genius, yeah.
Tony
Yeah.
Zero, yeah.
I didn't mean to be rude, Rochelle, but let's get back into the question, which is diving into your past. Let's see what, it's Halloween tomorrow, not when this episode comes out, but let's check in on those skeletons in the closet. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
You obviously don't have to answer that naturally.
Yeah.
I will share this one because it got solved.
Okay. Oh.
But I officiated my friend's wedding and I lost the ring.
Wow. Oh. That's pretty good.
But then we found it.
Oh, that's good.
Where was it?
So I had
I had a few drinks and
I swallowed
found it
them
in
whole.
a pawn shop.
I had dropped the ring in my car in between the console and the little, the little black hole.
Yeah.
And then, tried to find it. It wasn't there. Did everything I could. Mark, my boyfriend, brought the car to Jiffy Lube to remove the car seat. This is like 2 hours before the wedding.
Wow.
Jesus.
And they couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
And me and another bridesmaid went back to see where we parked the car and see if we could find anything. And this old couple walks by and they are like, "What are you looking for?" And I'm crying on the floor. I'm very stressed. And we're like, "We're looking for a wedding ring." They're like, oh wow. Well, don't worry, we won't tell anyone. And then this old lady looks down and the wedding ring is right by her feet.
Oh my God.
And
Destiny.
And that old lady
married my brother-in-law.
Like the not needing to marry their cousins led them to need to travel further, meet more people, led to much more like spread of ideas and economic growth. So the poor regions are the ones where they were allowed to marry their cousins for much longer. And they say it as these like very simple agrarian societies.
We do not care.
Elbowing the wall.
I don't mean to butt in here because that's not really a producer's job, but you were saying that you felt like if you were not in the Zoom but in the room, that you would have felt physically in danger.
I wouldn't do that, by the way.
Do what?
I wouldn't have said that much stuff.
Okay, so you're
From
saying
the
I shouldn't do
producer's
that.
table.
Yeah, but I also
Or
you
as a friend.
Well, we should also say that you guys are like missing tons of opportunities to like interrupt their conversation, like force your agenda through. Like
So you're
press
just sort of
buttons
you're
for
not live
sound bites,
editing.
yeah.
You're live like giving notes.
Like I would have hit one of those. I would have done like I don't know, word of the week. We already said headgum. That was the day. Who are you most dreading seeing at the wedding? And don't say Casey because he's here.
Who are you most dreading at the wedding?
Nice. Ooh, good rhyme. Well, we obviously aren't going to answer that.
No, not honestly, but do you have one person?
I'll
that
bleep
you-
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we're both thinking of the same person.
You think
but
so?
Why did you invite them then?
It was an accident.
I would have thought it was like maybe a family member, and you're like, okay, we
No,
have to invite
there
them, but
was
you just
one that
accidentally
is not
Is it
invited
a friend
someone.
or a family member? I think I know who it is.
Do
You don't.
So it's not Goni?
An Israeli man I met 12 years ago.
I thought it was your cousin.
No, Goni's not my cousin.
Got it.
That's racist, actually.
Sorry about that.
I almost want to like see you in Vegas just to like test it
Yeah, because
out.
it's such like a weird fish.
Like,
out
should
of
we
water.
grow you
No,
in?
it's
Yeah.
like a fish in water, just
Yeah.
different waters.
But
Should
you
we-
have to wear what you're wearing now, but like
You wouldn't
sort
get
of-
into a club.
You would not get into a club is what I'm trying to say. You would not get into a club.
You're wearing a golf polo. By the way, the same shirt you wore last night on the live.
Sure.
Shirt. Take a break. We'll be right back.
What? Did we just take a break?
We didn't end up doing anything notarized. No, we just had very specific talks.
So thank God that Geoff went to a notary.
Forged the signatures, got it notarized. This was by a buddy of mine.
Wow, you know a notary?
I know a notary public and I know a notary private.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like flying private, but for getting shit notarized.
I was thinking about becoming a notary.
It's like a mobile vet.
Yeah.
For getting the stamp.
No.
So,
but I do think you could make a decent amount of money becoming a notary.
But I do think you can make a decent amount of money.
Did you guys hear how Marika sounds after the wedding?
Sounded
Are you
fun.
hungover, man?
It's been days.
So yeah.
Is it even a resume without the high school theater credits?
Well, I guess I also have a couple concerns about the accents listed.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
Brooklyn, Indian,
What?
British,
What is that?
Southern.
Well, let's go one by one.
Yeah, Brooklyn, I guess.
Okay. I took a dialect class to do Brooklynese.
You
right?
took a dialect class in high school.
In high school for one of the theater productions he was talking about.
Okay. What's the next one?
Indian.
I don't know.
You don't know that
I definitely lost that. I used to be able to do it.
one.
Yeah.
Maybe a little offensive too.
I think
Yeah.
the
Just a little.
the East Indian accent that I knew how to do was just like a poo.
Got it.
So you were, and you thought,
I think, if I can't do it, who can?
Interesting.
yeah,
In terms of brown paper bag testing it.
and British.
Of course.
That sounded like the Brooklyn one again.
That sounded like Brooklyn.
What about
Like
that?
if you said it,
Ain't
yeah.
British, yeah.
I feel like that's what you sound like normal.
Yeah, you
Those accents looked good on a resume, I thought.
Oh, interesting.
Doesn't matter whether you can do them or not.
Well, British is just right post and center underneath ukulele.
Right post and center.
Oh.
You play the uke?
Of course. You and I ran into him at the Bedford stop. Oh, wait, no, you weren't there.
You told me about it, I think.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh no,
It's
yeah.
like I
Oh
was
no,
there.
it's really funny, Geoff, to be like, oh yeah, the time I bumped into this celebrity. Oh no, you weren't there. To every anytime you tell this story, please.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You weren't there when I saw Luke.
You were fucking there.
Sorry, Owen.
That's right.
Freudian slip, because I think this one spanked for
Yeah.
sure. You guys, if you're watching this and you're having as hard a time listening as I am being in this room, can you comment like a fucking
Listening to what? Like my voice?
Do you have a game or something?
Ozempic?
Yeah.
I don't want to start this whole thing with the energy of me being like Headgum. I might take this show to Earwolf.
You think?
Wow, the Headgum Podcast. Wouldn't that be the funniest thing to do on this show, though? If I
It
took
would.
this to I don't know, Spotify, I think it might be big enough.
I don't think you can.
Original, you don't think so?
No.
They're shedding shows. Why would they add you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I might take it to iHeart, and I do iHeart.
I don't think you have it to take it.
Really?
Yeah, nor do they want to have it.
I don't own the rights, but where did you earn the rights?
We have like a host-virus relationship where we sort of both need each other, but you're killing us softly.
Killing me softly.
Is Geoff gonna go see the two? Does Geoff go to the movies?
Yeah, just check in the movie.
I asked him that once on here if he goes to movies.
I do.
That feels crazy.
What was
It
the
feels
last,
crazy.
what was the last movie?
What do you think I do?
Picturing you kind of do regular person stuff feels crazy.
What was
I feel
the
like
last movie you
the
saw in
only thing I
theaters?
can think about you doing at night is coming in here unannounced to edit the Headgum podcast for some reason at night here while we're trying to plan the 24-hour live stream. There was like 2 to 3 different times. I don't know if we ever talked about this on the show. There was like
Not
2
on
to
the
3
show.
different times where we were
That's
talking
so
about you and
funny.
planning the secret live stream. And then I'd come out and you would be in a side room and no one knew when you showed up. And we'd kind of try to guess based on your manners and like if you could hear any of the things that we said and how long you'd been there. I would be like,
That's
so how long have you
terrifying.
been here? What happened? What's up? Why are you here? It's so late.
Me, someone who doesn't come into the office that often.
You're never here. Exactly.
And then you're planning a specific thing, and then you walk out, and suddenly I'm there. It's like 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, in like
That's
a side
terrifying.
room. Yeah, it's really scary. So to think about you doing like a normal night thing, like going to the movies feels
Yeah.
wild. Jeff, that's kind of what you try to do, but now they're doing it. And you
Yeah,
don't.
Yeah, it's kind of like the segments of the Headgum podcast. They're only a little more structure, and Jake and I are on every
friendly
episode.
and on good terms.
And like you guys plan it.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
On a plan.
Company reports, I did plan.
Yeah, well,
Company
that was
reports,
just-
I did plan.
That was
I
just two
did-
words, not
yeah.
really segments.
I said bond
Right.
of the week. I said Anya's boyfriend.
Yeah, we
because
abandoned
But you
these
didn't ask
things
us
pretty
what our
handsome.
bonds on the week
I
were.
said he was suave.
Yeah, we
and I
didn't
said
get
he
through
knew
it.
Oh, yeah, I
how
never
to
did
give
my
other
bond of the
people
week.
the floor.
Our
when
segments are a little more
necessary,
structured.
just like
There's a
007.
beginning, middle, and end to everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There
and they
was
help guide the episode.
there were intros. I
Yeah.
said, "Welcome to the show."
Here you just
Please
throw out
welcome
buzzwords,
Rochelle
hither
Chen.
and thither.
I said, "Welcome
Sometimes
Anya
yes,
Zero." I
sometimes
said,
no.
"Welcome Amir
Sometimes we get to the end of a
Blumenfeld."
segment. Sometimes
And
you
I
get so
think
derailed.
that during the middle, we were talking about the worst thing Rochelle's ever done,
Yeah.
right? And that was sort of like the emotional crux of the episode. Towards the end, we started to get into like some more lighthearted stuff.
wants
I
to
have
go.
to go.
Rochelle wants to
No,
leave.
It just sounds like I have two YouTube videos.
Sorry, it's on a tab I can't find. Jeff is a tab you can't find. Everyone's laughing at you.
It's an ad playing in a tab you can't find. Shit, I see that there's like an audio thing on Chrome, but I can't fucking figure out how to stop it.
Yeah.
And it takes away some of your, and just to pile on.
Right, just to do that.
Just to add insult to insult.
It takes away some of your sort of evil power to be behind the desk while we're all over here.
Yes, completely.
Yeah.
I thought it was sort of like Ozian.
No.
No, I can barely see you because there's like a camera and another camera. Like you're behind.
Do you want to take a picture of on your phone and we'll put it in right
you're
here?
behind two tripods. It's difficult to kind of render you.
Yeah, sort of a sex pod.
Sorry?
Double try.
Don't look at me after you say something like that.
And just this is this person.
Yeah.
Right.
You got this from CBS News.
CBS News.
Oh no. What is this?
What did they say,
What?
Jeff?
Just tell us. What did Emerald say?
If you guys don't think this is funny, this sucks. This is so horrible.
Oh
Well, don't worry about it. It's
don't
not
know
like
if
something
I'll
you
get
wrote
serious.
or
Just
anything.
quote.
This is a
Serious.
this is a quote from one of
What
these.
did
Yeah.
Wolfgang Puck say? Just tell us.
When a woman's health is most at risk, that's when abortion should be the most illegal. Because let's face it, that's gotta be one hell of a kid in there. Bam.
Oprah.
I think it's Francis.
Just reading a Wikipedia page to us?
And then we can discuss.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a class?
What's that?
Or studied? Have you ever been in a class or studied?
I was enrolled.
Because like usually they say don't use Wikipedia for information.
That was a decade ago, Marika.
Also, study hall is usually quiet.
Quiet,
Like, people
yeah.
working
Okay,
on
then
their own
let's be
stuff,
quiet.
not-
See how that good is for audio. See how good that is for audio. Right? This is why we need the study hall.
Because
No, yeah,
we
I
live
was not
down
on
the
the
street on
CBS show.
Sunset Boulevard
I just was
across from
around.
Alfred
Yeah.
Coffee.
Well, hey,
What?
hang on about that.
Is that
Someone
the-
finally doxed me because this is what Anya did. Anya texted me yesterday. I'm sorry, and then we'll get to what Ali said because she was gassing me up.
It's going to be beeped out because I was saying where Jeff lived.
Anya said, "Hey, can you update your address in the Gumball system for us to send you shit?" When I did just say to Brad, and this is a brag, that I was like, "Have the brand stop sending me shit. I'll just lie."
Yeah. A humble Brad.
Come on.
Sorry.
So was that why you just wanted to know where I live so you could dox my ass again?
Can I say something honestly?
You may not.
Didn't look on Gumball, but you told me that's where you live a while ago.
What is this?
It's fine.
It's
I
a
know where you
lambast
live.
and ambush. What is it? What?
I know where you live.
You live on Ingradale Avenue.
No, you keep making
Ingradale.
up streets.
Ingradale. Let's get back to Allie.
You just said that the hard drive stopped. You gave no indication that we were
I
back.
clapped.
You just
I synced.
I can't
what?
see
With
you. I can't
no
see
one?
anybody. I'm looking at myself.
Anya, you're in a lot of other podcast records, right?
Yeah.
Do they go like this?
No, but they usually have a plan.
Really?
Or
You spent half of the episode skimming, reading reviews to yourself.
and it was crazy because he wasn't like, oh, I have to find one and just like
No.
picked.
I'm
You really
fucking
sat
and the
there.
ones you picked
starving.
were awful, unusable.
Yes. We're not going to use any of it.
Maybe Tony Zero.
Tony
We'll
Zero.
use
I
Tony's.
loved.
We'll come back from the break. We'll use
Drop-
Tony Zero.
Drop the zero, get with
Yeah.
the hero.
and
kind of.
then Amir's druthers. But that means that we have to wax for another 40 minutes. Hopefully, because then the numbers go up. You gain new listeners, new
Totally.
ad
Yeah.
packages. Suddenly you're wearing a Rolex.
Totally.
Let's freaking go, dude.
Wait,
What's
now we have a
that?
Timex.
I said, let's go, dude.
What's that?
What's that?
Jeffrey has a soundboard
yeah.
of people saying what he's already saying. So it's a little
Cool.
confusing.
Oh,
Because you don't really
interesting.
know his voice either.
Yeah.
So you hear
No, we've
what's
never
that,
met.
and it could be Jeff saying it, or it could be somebody else saying what's that.
Exactly.
So
awesome.
you had a recording handy of someone else saying, "What's that?"
Yeah.
What's
So,
that?
What's that?
Who is that?
That's Casey, who's a producer slash podcast host here too. It's
We'll
kind
probably get
of
to
we're
know Casey.
throwing you into the
I want to
mix
be on
very
the board.
quickly.
I want to be on the board.
Wow.
And that might be the sound. That
That's
might be.
good.
I want to be on the board.
That's really good.
I wish
You
I
know
had
who
a
loves
piece
Mr. Bean
of
is my
craft
parents.
American singles,
talk about this.
Yeah.
so I could do one
I
of
talk about it
these.
all the time.
Sorry, Jeff. We're doing a podcast over here.
I was talking about
I was trying to talk about my parents.
It's so arbitrary when people decide to get upset at me. I asked if you guys had an abnormal pap, and you guys were just kind of silent and awkward.
Yeah, that
and
was
then I threw a
private
fucking...
medical information.
We don't call it a pap smear or icon. It's a smear test.
Oh, interesting.
Just if you're ever in the UK and you're trying to
Get that done.
ask women for some pap.
I wonder where the pap does come from. Is it like a guy's name, or is it like the specific type
I think
of
it's
instrument they use?
Yeah, I think a guy's name.
No,
Probably
I thought
the
it was
first guy
based
that
on
was like,
how
let me-
the procedure's
John
done, because
Pap.
usually there's a couple. It's usually done by
first
like
guy
a
to
crowd
do
of paps.
What's that?
I thought it was because of the way they take the photography or whatever, or the scan is usually from like 18 paparazzo.
Open your mouth. I'm gonna
What?
throw this coaster into it.
This is so fucked up.
Wow.
Oh my god, it
That was
worked.
really close.
Pierce Brosnan? Have we thought about
He
him?
already did it. Yeah.
He seems like he's got it. He could come back.
He had it. He has it.
He
in
can
his
come
hat,
back.
but
That could be cool. People are doing like the throwback thing.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't have to be upset, that upset.
No, it's yeah. Because like any little thing can throw me off the entire hour. And you know that about
And
me.
this is it.
Why does it bother you so much, the idea of Pierce Brosnan?
Well, because I sort of have like this like agenda almost of like how I want the show to go, right? And then like
And that just sort of, that was
wasn't-
a hard left turn for you.
That was almost the opposite. I thought you were gonna say Wanda Sykes, which I was then gonna performatively get mad at you for because I chose it. But
You thought
instead,
she was going to say it, but you said it first. That was your first one.
He thought I was gonna make like a joke and say his idea and then say Grace cut it.
No, I thought there'd be like parallel thinking, and then I would like playfully be like, "Oh, I'm pissed," but like it's fun. Now I'm actually mad.
The energy in this room has changed.
Yeah.
It's
It's
shifted.
usually entirely this.
Yeah, this is the whole thing.
Yeah,
The first
this was
8 minutes
so
were
nice
like light.
until then.
I think my mustache is having sort of like a leveling effect on him because we both have mustaches.
Yeah.
And it's just
Oh,
sort of
yeah.
like we feel safe and supported.
Brothers.
Yeah, brothers,
yeah.
mustache brothers.
This used to be my favorite podcast.
This is so fucked up.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Well, thanks so much for sitting down to talk with me for an interview, Showered Me. I know you got a lot going on, so it's an honor. A privilege, rather. Sure. No problem. Pre-showered Jeff. But let's just make this as quick as possible. I actually have an appointment.
Can you pause?
Yeah, let's just
Let's just pause
no
for a
can
second.
do.
I just want to know what the mood was like in the class when you showed this.
Utter silence, of course. It was kind of akin to the the studio today.
Yeah. Like,
I don't remember what the assignment was. I do know that I didn't follow the rules.
No. The assignment was document a pretty picture outside or something, and you made a sketch.
Film a flower. Right?
Yeah.
This is what I screened.
I'm afraid that this is going to take an inappropriate amount of time. What? Look, I only agreed to this because I thought so. Let's get right into it, shall we? Fine. So, Tell me.
Stop it again.
Yeah.
There's another note.
Jeff, I got a note.
Yeah, it's not even fun
Yeah.
to watch in this forum. It's actually just
Yeah.
painful.
I can
In this
imagine what
form?
forum it would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
To get a fucking B+ in the class.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
My note is a performance note.
Yeah.
Which is?
I think you've gotten better.
I think
in
so
7
too.
years.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like I can see.
I would hope so.
I can see the seeds of Jeff the performer in here, but it's not quite.
It's not there.
Blossoming.
Tell you what.
Jeff?
Yep.
About the shower. No. Don't just say about the shower. Like it's a no-brainer. Look, now I'm just blowing smoke, so I will just...
We can't keep doing this.
Is this a rough cut or this was the
This is
final?
assignment.
Interesting.
This was before I did my editing practicum. This was before I learned that you're
Yeah.
supposed to edit around the emotional apex of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's that's
all you need.
That's all I need. That's all I
think I got
needed.
an A in that class, actually.
Makes sense.
It wasn't hard. It was
USC.
film school. Yeah.
USC just giving degrees away for.
Do you want to
for
see
free.
how it ends?
Do you want to see what?
The whole thing ends with me
stay
asking
for
myself
one
if
last
I
question,
masturbated in the
please.
shower. Anyway. Well, that really made me want to kill myself. We have to take another break. I don't know what else to say.
Do you guys know the founder of Crocs made a new shoe called Joy Bees, which is the exact same thing as Crocs, just it's hexagons instead of circles. And I kid you not, these hexagons are so circular looking, you need to like really zoom in to tell that it's 6 lines and not just a circle.
I really feel like I should sue because it's just the inverse of my
Joy B's
personal
right.
mantra.
Yeah. I think we should.
These are the same fucking thing. This is it.
It's crazy, right?
That's insane.
I saw this, I couldn't get over it. I had like spent 2 of the best hours of my life in
What
a
a
shoe
waste
store
of
in
his
Boulder.
time. Like
Hours of
nobody's
my
gonna switch over from Crocs, and he's investing his own money into this shit. What
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck?
nuts.
Just have them. He's a billionaire.
No, I think he actually had a big, according to Kimber, the woman who was helping me buy shoes at this shoe store in Boulder, he got into some big fight with the original Crocs people. So that's why he kind of had to move on.
I see.
I thought he sold it though.
Maybe.
This is
Sort of.
a crazy experience because ultimately Joel, Emma, and I thought we were on the Headgum podcast just with Jeff. And then Jeff invited 2 people not on the calendar invite in the LA studio to join. And now is only talking to them.
He said his cognition is worse.
I got a text from Jeff yesterday asking me to be on the show.
He said, New York's going to be there, but they're low-key dead weight. Would be helpful to have some real backup IRL.
So fucked.
Speaking of recognition, where do you find inspiration?
What are
I
these
can't.
questions from?
I wrote down a bunch of interesting questions.
Do you pray and where do you find inspiration?
It's like the 40 questions you ask to fall in love with somebody or thing.
No.
Jeff, are you going to see Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret?
Amir, I wanted to talk to you about your house.
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone here, and I'm not encouraging anyone who's listening to this or watching this, but anyone who wanted to could find your address.
That's not true.
They could find points of entry.
Nope.
On
Yeah,
the
just
MLS,
don't say the
on
address.
Google Images,
Yeah.
Google Earth, Street View,
Incorrect.
Apple Street View, for that matter, Apple Maps.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if,
Yeah.
maybe, and again, I really am not encouraging anything to happen.
It seems like you are a little bit just by implicitly talking about it.
And you don't really, it's not like you live on a gated street. You know, you live on, actually, your house, we should say. And my fear for you is that you don't have enough.
None of this is good. None
privacy.
of this is useful.
No, listen.
Let's take it from you asking me about my dick again. I think I prefer that.
I have heard the notes. I'm tired of people saying that I'm tone deaf to the show, and I've stopped.
Who says that?
I have stopped doxing your address. I've stopped sending you gifts.
Yes, great.
So, you know,
But
I'm trying to
don't
help
include
your
that.
ass.
I don't want any of this in there.
I'm just saying, and you haven't even let me get to my, you know, I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
But you have one of the least private homes in Los Angeles.
Very private. Nobody knows where I live except for you.
I'm
Don't say
wondering if you plant privacy hedges.
it. Oh, yeah. Then what?
That's sort of the pitch, yeah. Katie, I think she's making what, 160?
That's salary base?
That's salary base, but
before
then
bonuses?
How
before
do you
Bula.
know, Jeff, what Katie is making.
Oh, employee solidarity. I get drinks with people just to know.
So that's
He's got a spreadsheet that he makes up.
Just so I can get mad at people. Well, Katie's making $189,000.
Oh, she just got a raise.
It's gone up since the last time I looked.
Is Marty still here?
leave.
I've got a question, if I may.
Yes.
If I could,
of course,
get in.
Sorry,
here.
it's yours to say yes. I can't decide.
Sure.
Does
Yeah.
he get
No,
a
you know what?
question?
It's your week. It's your day.
you.
Don't let
Yeah,
anyone take
Avatar, may I ask
You
a
may.
question? So what's more for Amir?
Oh, okay, great.
Did you write that line?
Today
was so great.
No,
I wish every day would be great or whatever.
Good. He didn't say great. He said good.
No, you don't know what I said. You really don't know what I said.
That's true.
That being said, I did say good. No, I don't even remember saying that specifically, but I didn't pre-write it. No.
You just sort of winged it.
Yeah,
You spoke from the heart.
Yeah.
And the heart said today was a good day.
Well, there were highlights before that.
Were
moment.
there?
Yeah, but those were in your hair, so it was just weird.
I was having a good hair day. is what I meant.
I ordered a new couch like 6 months ago.
Yeah, Restoration Hardware or
Cardiel.
Dane?
Holy
shit.
Also sells
I didn't cry at Amir's vows.
I did.
I had already cried.
I
too
cried
much.
at Amir's vows
I
because
cried at
it's like
Amir's
when you have someone who doesn't emote, right?
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
you know,
When
it's like
you
edgy.
started crying, that's
Yeah.
when
That
I
was-
like fully lost it.
I wasn't. I didn't.
I was laughing so hard.
Actually, I was sitting next to Rose McIver, who lived with Amir and I, and like we always would talk about how much of an unemotive robot he was.
Yeah, but if you're ever gonna get emotional, like I'm like hearing a beautiful speech about myself for 5 minutes,
Totally.
and then I have to say a speech myself, and then my entire family and friends are there.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that pushed me over the emotional
It wasn't even
edge.
when you got emotional. It was just like you even saying any of the stuff that
yeah.
you said in your vows. Rose and I were just like holding each other's shoulders, being like, "Oh,
Like,
it's
happening."
I wasn't crying, but I was just so. I was
Yeah.
like, I was joyfully surprised. I was like, I can't believe
Every
it.
single
He's leaving it out there.
Every single person that we talked to after, like Ben, Rose, Billy, all of them were like, we're proud of him.
Yeah. If it were ever
proud
going
of
to
him.
happen, it had to happen there. But then I tried to memorize it, so it was like kind of nerves.
Did you just
nervous
tell
energy.
Casey to cheer up?
I'm just looking at the monitor and he's like, cheer up. It's kind of
He's
fun.
concentrating. He's concentrating because he's trying to help you.
Cheer up. It's
What's the name of your kid?
Julian.
Julian. Hey, Jude. Right?
Julian. Sorry, I don't know if you misheard. I don't know if you misheard him, but we call him Juju sometimes.
That's funny.
As like baby Juju.
Have you taught him Juju on that beat?
No, but I think that's a great idea.
What if he becomes like a dick?
So I've thought about this, and I think that he won't.
I actually meant like a detective. Because then it would be Juju on that beat.
Oh, like I guess if he becomes I'll probably be like, hey, like law enforcement can be tricky.
Why? I feel like I ask interesting questions.
But
I
you
feel
move
like,
on so quick.
Because you guys don't give me anything. Who are you? Who is Dom?
Yeah, AJ told me that this is like you put your guests through the ringer. Like I wouldn't have been surprised if we'd walked in and it was just like a series of saw traps in here.
It's kind of about to be that.
Okay,
We've barely started.
Fantastic.
Come with me.
Oh my God.
And you'll be in a world of pure flagellation. Bend over and you'll feel all the physical sensations. If you want to smack someone's ass, simply grab a switch and do it. Anyone you want to, flog them. Want to slap their ass, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know
Oh my God.
to compare with pure flagellation. Getting spanked, you'll be free.
He's not wearing any pants.
Truly wish to be spanked.
I have so many questions.
So start. So let's get through them. All right. Marika's Druthers was a failure. Let's say, by the way.
You
Yeah,
interrupted.
it should have been this.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just go back and forth, I guess, asking questions. One, why did you do that?
It was for an audition.
That was for an audition?
Yeah.
For what?
It's like a character thing.
What character?
was holding the audition?
I'm not allowed to say it.
That was a character?
Yes, Willy Badonka. That was Willy Badonka, the Willy Wonka of kink.
Okay.
So you did that for an audition, and you can't tell us what it was for, but you can show it to us?
I didn't show it to you to reference the audition. I showed it to you because I was proud of it.
How many other characters did you do?
That was the only one I could figure out.
Your entire audition was that?
Figure out?
But this is a good episode so far.
It's sloppy.
It's.
I hope you like it extra sloppy.
What's that?
It's like a lunch lady, Adam Sandler character.
Okay.
I like
was
it extra
really
sloppy.
worried that
Billy
was an
Madison.
original character.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
What about silly Bradison? So it's sort of like Brad is feeling
like
joy
that.
with his
I
friend
like
Madison.
that.
Just 1 second, Brad. With his friend Madison.
Is that the juggler from Oklahoma?
Is that the dumbest thing you've ever said on the show?
Definitely not.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hard. We've talked about this so much. There's
Sure we
again
are.
1, 2, 3, 4 screens. 5 if you count the
Are you
monitor
saying
for
all
camera
women
1.
sound the same?
No, I'm saying this is not how I wanted to start the show. We've got a lot to get to, by the way.
No, because no one ever called it the Liberdome, and I hate that. And
They
I'm
called it
against
what? Real egg or whatever? Just egg?
We called it the Reg Egg or Mansueto.
It really is reminiscent of that like mayo shit where it's
Yeah.
like just egg.
What's the reg in
Yeah.
reg egg?
And I this
the
might be the thing.
Regenstein.
Never mind.
What?
I was just gonna see,
Yeah.
because you have the
It's-
Reagan library and then you have the Just Reg library.
Well, it was the Regenstein Library, but yeah.
Okay.
So
That's the
Who's
it was,
Mansueto?
yeah, this is
Yeah.
very confusing. The Reg
not just
Egg
call it
Library,
one
Reg
thing?
stands for Regenstein because it's the Regenstein Library, but it's also called Mansueto or
Right,
the
because
Liberdome.
you have to understand
Like, what
that the
if his
Reg
name
Egg
is-
was an addition to the Regenstein Library where
You
you had to
have to
walk down a
understand.
glass hallway and then enter this glass dome with the robot arm.
So the
And
man's
the
name.
Regenstein was like
The
really,
Reg
like,
should
concrete.
be robot arm egg. There shouldn't also be Regenstein in addition. Before there was a egg, there was Regenstein, and they were like inspired by his last name.
And they built it into the shape of
Not
an egg.
even inspired. It was something else entirely.
Perspired.
Yeah.
He was
His
sweat.
And it
name was,
also
his
is
name
that
was
it looks like an
Mansueto
egg.
Regenstein.
That the
Yeah.
library looks like an egg.
I mean, don't get me started on the Reva and David Logan Center, I'll tell you what.
And we won't get you started on that. My
love
last
them.
question is crass, but I have to ask. Did you or anybody you know ever get dome in the Liberdome?
Wow.
Definitely
Get
not
dome?
me. I assume somebody did.
At a heavy natural wine mixer.
Okay. Like a
And-
young Hollywood mixer where you try to network? Okay.
Sure, yeah. So
Okay.
it's sort of an industry moment, but you think the moment might be that you're going to hook up.
Okay. I want you to start the scene.
Okay. That's a great pickup line. Actually, genuinely. Yeah.
I want you to
Will you
start
start
the
the
scene.
Excuse me?
Just start the scene.
Oh, I get it, because I'm an actor. Yeah, and so no, have a good night. Have a good night.
What, have I seen you in anything?
You approached me and
Have
asked
I-
me to start a scene.
Start a scene.
Yeah, I mean, I'm normally more modest than this, but you've probably seen me in a couple things. I'm like all over HBO. Sorry, Max right now.
Mm.
What do you do?
Hmm?
What do you do?
Oh, I don't know. I actually, because this is
You don't know?
No, I do. This is a young Hollywood mixer, and you're like the 19th actor I've talked to. Some directors, some producers, some writers.
And so what do you do?
I'm a union man.
Which union? PGA, WGA, SAG.
CGA.
What is that?
Call Girls of America.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I've been told that my voice could get even the most arid woman sopping.
Wait, yeah, what did Jeff Rubin say? Because it wasn't that bad.
He said America.
Yeah, that's like the most common one, and it is ultimately annoying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people then will use it as like a joke, which is also annoying. But I've gotten
That's what I
Martika,
do.
I've gotten Malika, I've gotten Mabika,
That's
I've gotten
crazy.
Barika.
Barika?
Yeah.
I thought that's just what they call baristas at your coffee shop.
At Marika's
At Marika's coffee shop, they call them
Marika's
barikas. My friend Dom did call you Malika last week on the episode. So I'm sorry about that. Pyle, how long did it take you to get your master's?
I don't have a master's.
Then why did we get him on the show?
I don't know. Why are you asking me?
I don't know. We haven't had him on for a long time. People are requesting him. I don't know. He's sort of my
People are
foil.
requesting me.
Well, nobody really, but people were making fun of you. No, we said something on the last week's episode. We mentioned you, and then somebody commented Andrew Pyle. So I was like, oh, we should get Pyle back on the show, right?
Last week's episode.
Friday.
We scheduled this before that went live.
What is this show?
You guys should watch it. It's the Folgers Christmas commercial that was like really miscast. Like they cast the brother and the sister too close in age. So when they come home and they have this like emotional reunion over a cup of coffee, it's extremely sexy.
Yeah, it was romantic.
Yeah. I do have to bring up that, because you said casting. Casey has a feature-length movie that is in development.
I do have to bring this up because you said casting.
I a lot of words, ultimately. There's a lot of different words I said. You could have brought up a lot of different things.
That's true. I just had one question about the casting process for your movie.
Our audition's still open.
Is it going to be the traditional, like bringing in a casting director?
Or is it mostly like personal connections? Like anybody could just sort of submit.
I was going to say, or is it mostly
open
like more like an Indian cast where it's like each role is regard to like what, the tone of their skin
Slumdog
is.
Millionaire
Exactly
style.
right. The caste system of Hinduism.
a caste system.
Yeah, exactly right. Are you gonna? What's the casting system for your movie? Is it the caste system, or is it through like, Jeannie McCarthy or something? McCarthy Avalera.
We're still figuring it out, but we haven't considered a caste system.
You have not considered that?
No, but it's something to consider.
It does, because I feel like, listen, all the rage in Hollywood right now is like, oh, diversity, which is racist in a way in and of itself.
Sure.
So look at it that way. But if you're going to, you might as well do it like, quota.
Huh. Jeff was called G-Spot in high school.
I think we might have 2 ads. Maybe we do 2 ad breaks.
Oh, yeah. Where would I have heard that?
Wow. I want to know if it was one of those things where they were laughing with or at him. You know what I mean? Like, is it cool that he was called that, or was it like?
Was it entirely unrelated?
I bet it wasn't cool.
I bet it wasn't cool.
It was because.
Was it your rapping name?
No, I never rapped. It was.
I pissed my pants.
There was often a dribble on my khakis. We'll take
And
a break.
that's
We'll be right back.
unrelated.
Another break? There's no way. Oh my God.
I'll agree with that,
like when I
Amir.
famously saw Louis C.K. live at Madison Square Garden as a special
Recently.
Very
When I
recently.
famously
last
saw
night.
recently.
Last week, yeah.
I was at my straight friend's wedding party, and like,
Why'd you specify straight? Like, I feel attacked almost because you said that, and then it's like straight into the Louis C.K.
well, it's germane because because it was a straight wedding. All the other groomsmen were straight, and so they were giving like thank you whatever experiences. So they brought all the other ones to a hockey game, and then I think because I was gay, they were like, let's do something in the arts, and so they brought me so then I had to sit through 2 hours of Louis C.K. like waxing poetic about like
Airline
women's
seatbelts,
reproductive rights.
yeah.
Would you rather have seen hockey game?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have rather probably see. I was also like 24 days sober, and I was like, can I just sit this one out? Like,
Marika, we should say.
So
No, it's like a. That's kind of like unheard of.
Marika, we heard.
Yeah. Obviously cut that.
Okay. What even is anything after the break that I've had to cut?
So far, very little is left.
By the way, I'm going to chop it up.
Yeah.
It'll all be cut out, but it's going to be chopped up not smoothly so people know how much has been taken out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Swiss cheese where it's mostly whole.
Is that going to be... Are you writing your own vows at your wedding?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. What did you think I was going to just take it from a fucking book of poetry or something?
Kind of, yeah.
Jeff's
Yeah, it has to
eyes
be
widened at that.
At that idea?
Writing your own vows?
You're not gonna quote like
What were you gonna say, Shakespeare?
I was gonna say Chagall, who's a visual artist.
Yeah, I'm quoting a stained glass.
Artist or
glass.
Got it. We should head into our first segment, right?
You didn't even ask Brad and Will what they thought about the video.
Yeah. What did you guys? We're all chiming in. It felt like they didn't have anything to say, which is
you're
worse
just
than
not
having commentary.
looking at them. They're
Because
behind you.
me, man.
Well,
They have
it was a great shirt.
You gotta check out Jeff's shirt.
That's an amazing shirt.
Yeah. And it was a magician-like reveal of while we were all watching the video. You were understanding where our eyes were.
So really, I did chime in on the video.
Yeah, really.
This is actually merch we're working on for the
that's awesome.
The Hill Kings podcast. Yeah,
sold.
It's on the back right
Hill
there.
Kings podcast.
Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. Yeah, really good.
thanks. Yeah, tune in.
Sucks.
I'll buy one. My dad certainly will.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
So, a third break.
No way.
It's
10
never happened
seconds?
before, but
We
a
don't have
third
that many
break.
ads.
It's going to be bars and tone. Amir, when you wear shorts, the energy in the room is sour. Anya, you're fine.
Good legs. He has good legs.
It's almost meaner not to say something mean about Anya because it's like she can't handle
Well,
it.
she
you
just
know?
looked at me like,
No, I feel because I was like, that's a real thing you're saying to Amir, who has to be like on camera all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My shorts do read.
He's taking his sneakers off. He's so upset. What happened? Why is your sneaker off?
I took my sneaker off earlier to adjust my sock.
Plugs.
You guys know Jack Sock?
Just plugs is fine.
Yeah. I was gonna say Jack Sock's Instagram.
Who's Jack Sock?
He's a fucking tennis player.
Ah.
His
Or do
name's
you-
Jack Sock? Jack
name
Sock
is
sounds
Jack
like
Sock.
something
Yeah.
a teenager had.
Is the reason why the show might be off sometimes for the next couple years. Like if I don't prepare 1 week because I don't have time, this is why.
So you're already pre-using this as an excuse.
Your remote.
I'm already getting the research done
Wait,
on me.
sorry, your in utero injury is the reason why the show might be bad for the next 3 years.
It was more of a remote insult to injury. Does
Got
that make
it.
sense?
Yeah.
One should be
Joy.
joy. One should stay wise if you already have gotten there, and then if not, you should get wise.
Right.
And
I think for a live show you should get
because I'm on the verge of like it's either going to be a breakdown or it's going to be a breakthrough.
It's either going to be epiphany or a palpitation.
Exactly. Right. Grace, I'm
Casey,
so
regret
sorry.
level. How are you feeling? I was still echoing.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing echoed.
kind of the worst
Yeah, it was kinda
listening
cool.
experience for us.
This is fucked up, but plugs.
Are you shitting me?
Grace, I wish you had mentioned that earlier in the episode.
That's cool. I
She
can come back.
did.
No. Sent it
30
earlier.
minutes
Didn't.
ago.
Sometimes I wish I had a direct line to my friends' partners so that they could like punish them later. You know what I mean? Like either like you just pissed
Like
me
fetish
off. Right?
vibes?
It could be fetish vibes. I mean more like worse. Like you're just getting iced out by your partner for the next 3 days and you don't know and she won't tell you.
There's no way they would listen to you.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If I had the direct
have
line,
a love
maybe.
line 857 dial love.
Okay,
Oh.
so maybe if I could conference call me and Jill, I could get
She's,
Jake
like,
in the
about to go into
doghouse.
labor
Exactly
right now.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe.
We'll put you both on the air.
All right.
Okay.
And then Amir, you'll just sort of be ignored in your own house. There we go.
Jill is not Amir's partner.
Just so you know.
No, I knew that. That was an example of like an impartial thing where it's
It
like,
is
oh,
my
clear-
baby. Can we say that?
What is?
Jill's baby. She's with child, but it's my
Sperm donor or.
You're asking Jeff if you can say that?
Jeff was the arbiter.
I mean,
of
he's in
what
the
went
hot
down.
seat. It's a lot of power in that seat. Yeah.
No, because
Under
what
that.
I had was two things. I had a meat locker and a turkey baster.
Exactly.
Which
Now we
that
can't.
was for meat production,
Right.
but it also ended up being for sheep production. We had Amir's seed. Let's add that to the pile. And guess who else was there?
Andrew Pyle.
Exactly right.
I knew where that was going.
Grace, cut that out.
When I posted this on the internet, everyone's like, wow, you have really wide hips. And I was like, I've never been body shamed before. And it was an
I'm so sorry.
avalanche. Yeah, it was sort of an interesting insight.
People said you had wide hips.
Yeah, no, it's not just like one. It was like wide hips, wide hips. Yeah, I could see that. Oh my God, why are his hips so wide? I'm like, I didn't even consider that. I guess now that I look at it from a fresh angle, new eyes, the waist is wider than like the torso.
I think it's a
Yeah,
long
but some
shirt.
people like that though. Some
Let me
people like it
finish.
because then you can
excuse me.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's a long shirt.
Yeah, and it's like getting pushed out by the pants. I do like the blue and brown, and I still think it does resemble the coffee in an interesting fashion.
Yeah. Do you think that's because of the audience you've cultivated, that those are people that are going to call you out for having wide hips? Because I think if I posted a photo, I don't know that people would say I had wide hips, but I don't think that's because of my hips.
Interesting, because when I posted that, I didn't think that either, but I think it just took one to open the floodgates.
Yeah.
And now this is known to me as the wide hip photo.
Let's figure out what the point of it is. We're not doing this.
I've never seen Geoff real embarrassed.
Okay, wait.
I
That
did
was
an
a genuine
interview
interview.
with
Did
my
you mean-
sister's magazine.
But you meant that genuinely?
Kind of, because it was a really earnest, it's an earnest publication, so I gave
Oh my
earnest
gosh.
answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't say what the question was. It wasn't unprompted.
I think of my comedy like a cello. I'm writing.
This is so much worse because of what's going to happen after
Have you
this,
guys
during
seen-
the show.
Just to start, it's like, I guess I'm Jeffrey James. I live in Los Angeles, and I guess I think of my comedy like a multifaceted entity.
tuba.
Yeah.
We're kind of like in an orchestra at the moment. You
And
know?
you can be conductor and first chair violin at the same time.
That's right.
Did you ever play any instruments,
Not yet.
Geoff? Are you a musician of sorts?
I played the clarinet because I was forced to do it in school.
So
played
did
the
I.
guitar?
Recorder?
I played clarinet as well. And then I would forget to eat breakfast and faint.
Why are you going to eat breakfast?
That seems unrelated because you're blowing so much air out. That's too much air, by the way, to play the clarinet.
I played clarinet and I didn't eat breakfast.
I had music for breakfast.
No, my clarinet teacher sent me to the school counselor because I kept fainting in clarinet practice and because I wasn't eating enough food.
And just blowing a lot of air.
Yeah, I think I was. You have to stand and blow for so long. It's crazy. You're with me, Geoff. You're with me.
No,
Did we
I
all
guess
do that?
I had breakfast. It was fine. I was bad at the clarinet.
I've got ADHD.
I did play it because of Squidward.
You played clarinet because you liked that Squidward.
I played
it?
a woodwind because of Squidward.
Well, it's interesting you bring up
Don't
music
try and
because
make that
sound
a rhyme
like
or don't
assonance
try
at
and make-
all.
No, I'm
That
not
was
agreeing with you. Don't look at me
barely-
like,
No,
yeah, she
it's
gets
It
exactly
didn't
right.
even have
No.
the same vowel sound.
it's
I
interesting
played
that Jeff's
clarinet
talking about
because of
music though,
Squidward.
because he says I take a lot of inspiration from music. When I write, I usually hop back and forth between my laptop and my guitar.
No. He writes,
I've really
to whom it may concern an email. Oh wait, I'm gonna do a sick chord. Just give me a minute.
I didn't. It's so funny because I did so little prep for this, and it's like cutting so deep.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Oh my god.
I knew that we were doing this episode, so throughout the night I took notes. This is real.
There are extensive notes written down.
Is this
here.
why
Scrawling
you
of a
seemed so
madman.
antisocial during the wedding?
Yeah.
You didn't really
other
make a
than
new
that moment
friend.
where I almost tabletopped Avital's mom. Did you guys
What?
see that?
No.
When?
Yeah, I leaned down on all fours right behind her, but nobody ended up pushing her.
Yeah.
Sorry, not almost as in it was an accident.
Like,
almost
you
as
tried.
in
You
it was a
attempted.
failed attempt.
No,
I did hear someone was crawling behind her a lot, but I didn't know that was a tabletop thing.
Yeah, I ended up stopping because everybody was like, "Are you trying to look up her address?" And I was like, "No, I'm trying to
This
forget
guy, some guy's crawling around.
If I could change one thing about the way I was raised,
This is so bad. We have
I
to
know.
be quicker. We have to be quicker.
I know.
Rapid fire. There's like
Do
40
you
more
think that,
questions.
whose fault do you think this is?
Y'all's. I created the list of questions. It's supposed to be rapid fire.
I want you to say how you think this was going to go.
Good.
I thought it would be kind of funny.
Okay, all right.
Casey was here when I was
Let me
finishing
ask
the
you
list
this.
of questions.
Let me
I
ask
was
you this.
laughing out loud at the question.
Let me produce this a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So if I'm producing the show,
Okay.
and I'm like, okay, 36 questions. How long do I think, as the producer, this is going to take? 36 questions, 4 people talking.
Yeah.
Let's say it's a minute a question. That's 36 minutes right there.
Right. So you
of
need
the
more than
show.
half the episode available.
And I would know that going in, like, okay, this is going to be 36 minutes minimum, probably closer to 45, especially if the questions are good.
Yeah.
And like people are riffing and talking, having conversation, recording a podcast.
And that's where we disagree. I didn't want people
Closer to the
riffing
mic.
and
Sorry,
having
the
a
mic
good
is
time.
nowhere near
I
your
really
mouth.
didn't expect people to riff and have a good time with these questions. Moving on to 11. Take 4 minutes and lie.
Sorry, 11 is take. Yeah, that's great. Take 4 full minutes. Don't be shy.
Oh. I didn't think it through. Is that what you want me to say?
Obviously.
With banking episodes, I have 3 more
We
episodes
knew
to
that.
do on
We're just happy
Monday.
that you finally joined us here.
We should leave.
I didn't say that, but yeah, I guess, get out of here.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And that's how you got joy, babe. That's how you got joy.
So thank you guys so much. We will see you next week, or we won't. It'll be interesting. Like America, this is a great experiment. Sax!